I'm Dr. Lisa Goins, nurse practitioner, and today we're talking about shots. All right, get up off the floor. You're going to be passed out. I can see that. Give you a couple of minutes to take your breath. It's fine. It's okay. It's all right. I'm scared to death of shots too. Completely understand. I'll have to tell you my story sometime about why I ran from a shot and how it ended, and I couldn't, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, we'll tell you about that when you come in to see me. But we're talking about shots. Woo! Look at that. Come on, get it back up off the floor. I saw you pass out back there. But basically, these needles are not that long. They don't go all the way in, sometimes depending on if the person has a lot of fluff or not, or a lot of muscle. They may not go in that much. So that's one of the things about needles that you need to be aware of. We clean the area. We make sure that there's no germs or anything, that when we puncture into the skin, those germs go in. So that's why we do that. And then when it pulls back out, the skin may have a little blood or something in the area. We put a Band-Aid over to make sure that that heals up nicely, because that is considered a punctured area. So that's why we do the things we do. And then hopefully you'll get a sticker for all your efforts. But one of the most important things, besides all these shots and the important stuff, is to make sure that you're bringing your child in for their shots. A lot of times, parents we have life, kids have things that go on, but not bringing your child in to get their shots on a regular basis at 2 months, 4 months, 6 months, 12 months, 15 months, 4 to 6 years, 11 to 12, 16 to 18. Very important to bring in these shots. One of the reasons why is when we give a shot at 2 months, it takes 2 months for the immunities to get working into the body, and then it needs a booster at 4 and at 6. If you decide not to bring the child in at a later time, then that makes it hard for the child to get caught up on all these shots. So they end up getting shots, and then we're trying to make sure they have immunity. The sad thing about this is, by not having the shots at the right time, and the child is exposed to other people in the family or friends, or you're gone shopping or something, then that child's not protected. This child could end up with a disease that could have been prevented, and it does happen. We do have outbreaks of pertussis, which is whooping cough. We do have outbreaks of meningitis and other things like that that's been in the media recently. Also measles and stuff like that could have been prevented. A lot of times we think we're doing what's best for our kids, but sometimes getting a vaccine and building up the immunity to prevent polio so that the child doesn't have one leg shorter than the other for the rest of their life and have to have a build-up shoe, it's kind of important. Yeah, it's just a moment, and it's going to hurt, and you're going to cry, and I'll probably cry too. I try not to, because I don't like, having to give a shot and making somebody cry. It's not on my agenda. But it's very important to show up. When a child does not show up for their shots and then they decide they want to travel overseas, they need to have all those shots and additional shots to travel, or they won't be allowed to leave the country or enter into the country, depending on where they're going. That could end some of their future aspirations in their life. The other thing that's very important is if the child is looking at a military career, they need these shots. The walk of shots and fame in the military during boot camp is going to be a little rough. Hopefully they make it to the end of the line. They're going to get those shots that day. If not, they're going to be there, and it could hurt their military career if your child is looking at that. So please bring your child in. Please think about their future. It's not just that their immunity, but the things that they're not going to be allowed to do. Some schools will not let you join. Some colleges will not let you join because you didn't have a particular shot. So please be aware of that. Also do know that a lot of the magnet hospitals, Children's Hospital in Cincinnati is one, you have to have a flu shot to work there. If you don't have one, you don't get to work. So these are things that unfortunately we have to protect the community. Now a lot of people say, well, I have bad immunity, I can't get these shots. Well, then we need to make sure the people around you are. The herd immunity is very important. If everybody's getting their shots and we have 1 or 2 that refuse, or 1 or 2 who can't, they're going to be protected. But our herd immunity now is getting down to 50 and 45%. That's not enough to protect anybody, and these other outbreaks like pertussis and measles and things are happening. that's why they're happening. There is no herd immunity. It's not high enough. So do take that into consideration. The other last shot of great importance is what I call the grandma and grandpa shot. When there's going to be a new baby in the family, you need to get a Tdap shot, which is shot has the pertussis with the whooping cough. That's the important one in it. And you need to make sure you get that before your grandbaby comes, because you want to hold that grandbaby and you're going to want to love on that grandbaby. But if you don't have immunity to pertussis, then that baby could get that. And sadly, babies do die in the United States of pertussis because of the lack of people being vaccinated properly. So do make sure you get your grandma and grandpa shot and enjoy that baby, and make sure that grandbaby gets their shots too. All right, so grandma and grandpa, you get on them, all right? And I'm Dr. Lisa Goins, nurse practitioner, and we're talking about shots and vaccines. And if you have any questions, you can email me at www.couturehealthcare.org. The emails are on there. You can contact us. You can give us a call here. Our number is also on our webpage. And if you like the video, scroll through the rest of the videos on the Couture Healthcare channel. We have lots of health information. If you have a question, submit that and we'll do a video for you. And I'm Dr. Lisa Goins, nurse practitioner with Couture Healthcare, and thank you very much.